Have you ever wondered, why is it that the dining hall is always bustling with noise, full of chatter, full of life? Why is it that people have so many experiences to share, so many stories to tell, and so many jokes to say? How can such a diverse community that has different interests, different backgrounds, and different cultures be in the same room with such vigorous and lively conversations? This was my first thought, my first question when living in St. Andrews. Like many of you, I came to St. Andrews with great aspirations and ambitions. Maybe it's great. After all, I did not come over 8,000 miles away from home just to eat cheesesteaks and hamburgers. My goal was to experience the diverse culture and community that St. Andrews has to offer. I wanted to see, observe, and learn about the other side of the world. That was the goal, but reality was a little bit different. When I walked into St. Andrews, I was very nervous and filled with anxiety, never having been on America's East Coast before that. But when I stepped in, I was greeted by many people, students, faculty, welcoming me as I entered. Even a hardcore introvert like me can't help but immediately feel included and accepted into the society. But despite it, as I continue on my journey for St. Andrews, I can't help but feel homesick. I soon realized that something in St. Andrews was different. Something was missing. Nobody here speaks my language. Nobody here knows my culture. Nobody here knows my Hong Kong movies, and worst of all, nobody here can understand my Cantonese jokes. The streets, the city, the parking, the people, they are all different. Even the little things like the time we work, the way we work, the time we eat, and the way we eat, everything was different. I was constantly longing for my home, for people who truly understood where I was coming from, and the way I thought separated myself from the community. Little did I know that I was simply moving myself away and putting a barrier between my identity and the St. Andrews community. The more I feel homesick, the more disconnected I am. As the year goes on, I found myself waiting for the day I can return, begging the day to come sooner. Eventually, I was able to go home despite COVID and everything, and the time I had back in Hong Kong was golden. Staying at a comfortable place, with cozy showers and privacy, having great food, and spending time with my family, seeing my dog, it was everything I could ask for. I lingered so long for this moment, and unknowingly, the break passed by in a blink of an eye, and I had to return. While my father was driving me to the airport, I can't help but wonder, what is stopping me from staying? Why can I choose to go to America? And why can't I keep these great moments and continue life in Hong Kong? Not long later, I found myself walking towards the gate. After this, I cannot turn back, and I will be in America until the end of the year. Right when I was about to walk in, my father caught my hand and said, "Son, I didn't have the chance to study abroad when I was young, so know that you are very fortunate. Good luck with your studies, treasure the moments you have, make more friends, learn more, and remember, be true to your aspirations." I said, "I understood," turned around and walked towards the gate. And yet, I can't help but turn my head back to see my father's gentle smile, my mother's soft, delicate hand waving goodbye, and my sister's saddened eyes. As I was going through the 16 hours of flight, my father's words echoed through my mind. To treasure the moments, to learn, and to be true to my aspirations. I then remembered my purpose in studying abroad. The reason why I came to St. Andrews was to see another side of the world and internationalize myself through another culture. While I was so focused on my past, on my home, I forgot about all the incredible experiences I am having in the present in St. Andrews. I forgot my purpose. I realized that all I needed to do was to open my eyes, observe, and learn. And so I did just that. I opened my eyes and I observed. As I walked down the dining hall, I still saw how people were different. From the crazy loud atmosphere of people talking and get hype, people saying announcements, even to the way people say eat soup, because in my home we drink soup. We don't eat soup, soup is liquid. However, the more I see and listen, I start to realize that everyone has unique backgrounds, unique stories, unique cultures and identities, but it is through sharing these stories that fill St. Andrews with life and color. I realize that there is a spiritual unity between everyone that allows people to connect their uniqueness with each other. Everyone has their own tradition, their own favorite game, favorite book, favorite movie, favorite artist, and it is through sharing and listening that allows our diverse community to thrive. Everyone has their own experiences to share, their own stories to tell, and jokes to say. And this is the spiritual unity that holds the community together, despite their differences. And so, the next time you walk down the dining hall, I encourage you to open your eyes, observe, and listen, and then you will discover the wonderful unity within our community.